Hey, Yankees fans. Hope you're having a fantastic day, because we've got a lot to talk about. But let me warn you, it's not all good news. Before we dive in, if you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button. Now, let's get into it. Unfortunately, the injury bug just won't leave Yankees camp alone. Goldshmid gave everyone a bit of scare, but there's some relief. He threw a bullpen session today and said he felt great. Schmidt reassured fans that the team is just being cautious and that he wouldn't be throwing if there were any serious concerns. That's a sigh of relief, because losing him on top of everything else would be a disaster. Now, let's imagine a worst-case scenario where Schmidt joins Gerrit Cole and Luis Gil on the injured list to start the season. That would leave the Yankees' rotation looking like this: Max Fried, who just signed a massive deal, and Carlos Rodon, who got his payday a few off-seasons ago. Both ended last season strong. Fried had a 2.14 ERA in his final 5 starts with Atlanta, and Rodon posted a 2.20 ERA in his last 5 games for the Yankees. Those two, no complaints. But after that, things get shaky. This is where Gerrit Cole's absence really hurts. Some people might try to downplay it, but let's be real, he was dominant last year, especially in the second half. In his final 12 starts of the regular season, Cole had a 2.76 ERA over 71.2 innings. Having that kind of stability alongside Fried and Rodon would have been a dream. Instead, the Yankees are left scrambling for depth. If Schmidt is out, the rotation after Fried and Rodon looks concerning. Marcus Stroman was practically pushed out the door this offseason, with the Yankees reportedly trying to trade him, but no one bit. His second half last year was brutal. He had a 5.98 ERA from June through September, and his September ERA was almost 9. Then there's Carlos Carrasco, who's been a nice surprise this spring, posting a 2.45 ERA over 11 innings. Boone loves him, but let's not forget that last year in 21 starts, he had a 5.64 ERA. And then there's Will Warren. He had looked promising in camp, but his latest start saw him give up 3 runs in 4 innings. And last season, in his brief time in the majors, he posted a 10.32 ERA. Yeah, not great. Bottom line, the Yankees cannot afford to lose Goldshmid. If he goes down, 3/5 of his starting rotation is gone. Rodon is set to start opening day. Fried will follow him in Game 2. But after that, it's a question mark. Stroman needs a redemption season. If he can pitch like he did in May last year, when he had a 1.70 ERA, that would be incredible. But can he do it? That remains to be seen. And if injuries to the rotation weren't enough, Paul Goldschmidt left today's game after just 3 innings due to back tightness. He said it's just soreness, and Boone pulled him as a precaution. Goldschmidt himself said he could have played the whole game, but in spring training, there's no point in pushing it. Hopefully, he's fine, but back issues are never something to take lightly. The Yankees need him healthy. Now, enough negativity. Let's talk about some bright spots from spring training. Jason Dominguez, after a rough start, has turned things around in his last 8 games. He's hitting nearly .400 with 3 home runs. The kid is locked in, and when he's in the zone, he's dangerous. Last year in the minors, he hit over .300 when he got into a rhythm, so this is no surprise. Ben Rice is another standout. He's raised his batting average to .279 and has launched 4 home runs, absolutely crushing the ball. And then there's J.C. Escara, who's in the mix for the backup catcher spot. He's been raking, hitting .368 this spring with 3 home runs and a 1.032 OPS. Love to see it. But on the flip side, Anthony Volpe needs to step it up. He's batting just .139 in 36 at-bats this spring, and that's not going to cut it. We're talking about a former number 6 overall prospect in MLB. Expectations are high. If he was ranked in the 80s or 90s, maybe you give him some slack. But this kid can hit. We've seen it in the minors, and we saw flashes of his power last year. He just needs to put it all together. And then there's Oswald Peraza. He's hitting just .190 this spring. I thought he was on a lockdown third base, but instead, Oswaldo Cabrera is making a strong case for the job. Cabrera is hitting .333 with 2 home runs and has been one of the Yankees' most consistent bats this spring. So, The Yankees have some exciting young talent stepping up, but they also have serious injury concerns, especially in the rotation. Let's hope guys like Schmidt and Goldshmid stay healthy, because this team needs them. Jason Dominguez has been one of the biggest positives of spring training so far. After a slow start, he's caught fire in the last 8 games, showing exactly why so many Yankees fans believe he's a future star. 3 home runs, nearly a .400 batting average. When this kid gets locked in, he's unstoppable. Last year in the minors, he hit over .300 when he found his groove, and we're starting to see that same rhythm in him now. His bat speed, his approach, and his ability to adjust at the plate are all coming together. Another name making noise is Ben Rice. This guy has been putting on a show, raising his spring training batting average to .279 while launching 4 home runs. Every time he steps into the box, he's hitting missiles all over the field. The power is there, the swing is smooth, and he's proving that he deserves a serious look. When a young hitter is making this much of an impact, it's impossible to ignore. And let's talk about J.C. Escara. Competing for the backup catcher spot, he's been nothing short of impressive at the plate. Hitting .368 with 3 home runs and a 1.032 OPS, he's giving the Yankees something to think about. Boone has taken notice, and with numbers like that, he's making it hard to keep him off the roster. But while some young players are thriving, others need to step it up. Anthony Volpe, for example, is struggling this spring, hitting just .139 in 36 at-bats. This is a guy who was once ranked as the 6th best prospect in all of baseball, and expectations are sky high. He has the talent to hit for both average and power, but so far, it hasn't come together. It's frustrating because we've seen what he's capable of. His numbers in the minor leagues prove that he can do it. His power last year in the majors showed glimpses of what he could become. But right now, he needs to pick it up. A slow start in spring training isn't the end of the world, but you don't want to carry those struggles into the regular season. Spring training is all about getting ready for the season, working out the kinks, and making adjustments. For some players, like Dominguez, it's clicking. For others, like Volpe and Peraza, there's still work to do. And for the pitching staff, staying healthy is the #1 priority. If the Yankees can avoid any more injuries and get some of these struggling players back on track, they'll be in good shape. But right now, it feels like they're walking a fine line between being a serious contender and dealing with a major crisis before the season even starts. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. As the 2024 MLB season unfolds, whispers are growing louder in the baseball world. Could Zack Wheeler, the ace of the Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff, make a dramatic return to New York, this time as a member of the Yankees? The possibilities are intriguing, especially given Wheeler's remarkable track record and his recent contract extension with the Phillies. But are the Yankees in a position to shake things up with another blockbuster acquisition? The New York Yankees are no strangers to high-profile pitching talent, and Wheeler certainly fits the bill. After years of being overshadowed by the Mets, Wheeler's career has truly come into its own. With a 3.61 ERA in 2023 and a career-high Gold Glove award under his belt, Wheeler is in the prime of his career. His ability to strike out batters with his four-seam fastball and slider has earned him a reputation as one of the league's most dominant pitchers. Yet, despite his success in Philadelphia, rumors suggest that the Yankees are keeping a close eye on the situation. With their focus on fortifying their pitching rotation, the Yankees are in need of a reliable starter who can make an immediate impact. Wheeler's consistency on the mound, paired with his playoff experience, could be the perfect match for a team that has been hunting for another championship for years. But with Wheeler's fresh 3-year, $126 million extension with the Phillies, the question remains, can the Yankees work out a trade, or is this merely wishful thinking? What would it take for the Yankees to pry Wheeler away from the Phillies? Would the Yankees be willing to part with some of their younger, high-potential prospects? Or could a deal be struck with cash and players already on a roster? The Yankees have always been bold in their pursuit of top-tier talent, and with the window to contend closing rapidly, they may view Wheeler as the final piece to their puzzle. As the 2024 trade deadline approaches, expect the rumors surrounding Wheeler's future to intensify. For now, his future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. The Yankees, with their deep pockets and a roster in need of an ace, could very well make a play for the pitcher who once called New York home. Keep watching. This story is far from over. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.